Hello, my name is Fabiola. Welcome to my channel. I am very excited to talk in this channel. This will be my first video. I decided that as for my first video, I will throw out there random facts about me instead of presenting myself. I think random facts is much easier. I think we all have like a little random facts about ourselves that are a little bit of unique. I decided to create an English channel. I actually have already a Spanish one, but I barely started adding content to that. So about a month ago I decided to be consistent on it, and I really enjoyed creating content in Spanish since I love most of the time watching English content videos such as lifestyle, weeks in my life, weeks in my work life, what I eat in a day, the fit life, all of those lifestyle videos. I decided I would create one in English as well, since those are the ones that I always watch. So also to practice my English, since it's not so well, I've gained a little bit of an accent already, so I'm just trying to practice it, create content, be doing something that I am really enjoying. I just started this because I wanted to see if I liked it, and I really am enjoying it. So I'm just gonna start this in English since those are the videos that I enjoy watching the most. I have already recorded work week in my life, since I know, for example, me, I love watching these because I love watching the outfits. I love watching how they get ready in the morning. I love watching the lunches they make. So that's why I decided to first start recording that one, and then I'm gonna record this one as my second English video, but this video will be the one to go up first. So just as an introduction of myself in this channel. I hope you enjoy this video. Please subscribe, give it a like if you like this video, and whatever comment you have or motivation, then please leave it in the comments below. I'm just gonna throw them out as I think they come up in my head. So the first one that came to my head is that I'm very scared of heights. I hate being in a high place and that I have nothing to hold on to. That's what I really hate the most. I can't even go to the Ferris wheel that is on the local park, which is for little kids. I mean, it's not even for teens or adults, but I really hated that. I feel like I start getting dizzy and I want to just jump off, and because I don't have nothing to hold on to, and which really gets me really scared. So I know that's kind of weird, but yeah, I'm really scared of heights. Think of going to Six Flags. I just think I'm gonna waste my money if I go to those type of places. So I'm really happy that the world has a lot more places that I can visit or go to and have fun, and not visit like Six Flags or amusement parks that have really high things to get on. I am married, but my anniversary day is very weird because I actually got married on the 20th of February, and my marriage certificate says I got married on the 12th, and that's because the person that created our marriage certificate, they asked us if they could just change the day because I think they get money for it. They get money because of the free marriages of Valentine's Day, but we actually paid for our marriage, and also we have a different date on our marriage certificate, so that's kind of weird for me. So now it's kind of like a struggle to celebrate either on the 20th or on the 12th of February, which is kind of confusing sometimes. And sometimes my husband says, you forgot our anniversary on the 12th, and sometimes I yell at him for forgetting on the 20th. So that's kind of a little bit awkward, but I think we're just gonna have to come up with one day. We've actually, after 5 years, have not decided yet. I think that's something a little weird, and not everybody has that, so I think that's a good one. I went to the university to study science in communication, which is overall, in general, journalism, communications, like educational communication, all of the things that cover communication, such as publicity, marketing. So that's what I went to school for. I actually decided to go for that because I felt like that was a career that had so many options, which is the reason I got into it, because when I went to the university, I had no idea what I wanted to do yet. And actually I took a break about 2 years after high school because I was saving money so that I can go to college. And when I got into college, I actually had didn't plan on it, but about a month before the inscription started and the test began. So that's why I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I just went into that career because I felt like it had so much options and because I felt like it was a little bit more laid back. But it actually, they only accepted 200 students. But a lot of close towns, the students also come and do the test here. So because they really want to come to the capital city to go to school here. So about 200 students only made it. I got into the first test, the admission test. I got there about an hour late or an hour and a half late. I thought they were not going to let me in, but I still tried and I still got in. So I'm really happy about that and got lucky. I made it, I guess. I really tried to do on my best on all of them, and I read them and I answered them as the best I could. But for like about 25% of the questions that were like left, when I had about 10 minutes left of the test, someone came up to me from the administration, the staff, and they told me, like, you know what, just circle whichever ones you think and you still get a point for them even if you get them wrong. So just it's better if you get the point and you get it wrong, or you get no point at all because you didn't answer them. So I just started filling them in really quick, and before the 10 minutes were up, I was finished with my test and I still made it. So I'm really happy and I made it and I'm proud of myself, I guess. But I'm really sad that I actually went there about an hour late. I am not proud of that. And it was kind of a confusion with the school, with me, because I had lived here for about less than a year, and it was kind of difficult for me to get to one place to another because I didn't really know the city, and also because there was like a protest going on into the university. This is something that goes on like most of the years, so you'll be hearing about those as well. So the university was closed and the tests were taking place in another place that it was much far away from the university. So yeah. That was my journey and my getting into college here. I speak English because I lived in the US for a little while and I learned it when I was very little. I actually got thrown out there with the English speaking kids in English school, which was kind of really stressful at first. I used to go crying home. I remember when I did my homework, I cried. I was the first person in my family to learn English, so it was difficult when I was trying to do my homeworks. And my dad bought me a dictionary, I remember, and I used to translate every single word in the instructions of the homework, and I was so difficult. But obviously it helped me. I actually know how to read and write in English. I can understand it well. Maybe I can't speak a lot of words correctly, or maybe the best, but I can understand it 100%. If I don't understand a word, I can make like the rest of the sentence, I can understand it, so I can figure out exactly what that word means or what a person is trying to say. So yeah, that's how I learned English. I went to school for a little while in the US, and I'm not planning to ever like live in the US because I really love it here. But I do plan on keeping my English and perfecting it and making it a lot better. And also, if I have children, I will pass this language up to them as well. I believe it's so fun to speak English and understand another language, not just your own, like any other language that you can understand. I feel like it's so important, and I feel like it's such a blessing that someone can understand not only their language but someone else's language and can speak it and can communicate. I also speak to my husband in English sometimes when he understands what I say, but he doesn't speak it, he doesn't understand it, so he kind of gets frustrated with me sometimes. So yeah, I just want him to understand it. I don't want him to speak it, or like I don't want to force him to do it, but I do want him to understand it because sometimes we go shopping, we go on vacation to the US, and I really feel like he gets frustrated when he doesn't understand it, which is why I believe understanding a different language from your own is such a blessing, because I can see that frustration in his eyes or in his face when he wants to order something, when he wants to ask something, and he has to ask me about it, ask me to do it. So that's the reason why I think it's a very, very, very good opportunity when you can learn or understand a different language from yours. I am 30 years old. I feel like super old. I know I'm not old, but I don't know. I just remember when I used to be in college, and remember when I used to be in high school, remember all the things I did when I was living alone. And yeah, I feel like a little bit old, but I'm trying not to. Another random fact is that I lived by myself for about since 2009 all the way about to 2012, so about 3 years. I was living on my own for my first time. I was never out of home. I was never I didn't even sleep over going to my friend's house ever. So it was really, I used to cry myself at night, cry my eyes out, and I used to be very sad. But then I started working, I started getting to know my friends, and I started to making friends in school, going to school, and so that really helped me a lot. And yes, I lived by myself. I enjoyed living by myself. I learned how to be by myself, because I wasn't a person that wanted to be by myself ever. So I'm really happy and proud of myself about that. I think it's a good opportunity if you can live on your own for some time, about a year maybe. Do it so that you can learn to be on your own, make it on your own, and be independent. Get to know yourself and self-care and do whatever you want at the time you want. So I think that's a really good, important thing to grow up in life. I am the oldest of three. I have two younger brothers, and I have three nephews. Both of my younger brothers have kids. One of them has two, which is a girl and a boy, and the youngest one has one. I worked in a 9-to-5 job, and it's an advertising company. They have different departments. I work in the department where the ads are being tracked, and we look at them to see they're performing correctly, and we look at them so that everything is running smoothly. And we also bill the client afterwards, and then we send the bill to accounting, and they take care of getting the money for the advertisement we sold. So that's what I do. I am not gonna say the company I work for, because I feel like they probably want their privacy. But yeah, that's the company I work for. I'm really happy with my job. I think it's really, really fun. I enjoy knowing all the steps that it has to go through, and a campaign has to go through to be able to function and to get the information out there, such as movies that are coming out, or maybe a watch from a brand. So yeah, I really enjoy all the steps it has to go through so that it can finally become a whole campaign, and all the people that have to work together in order for all that to run smoothly. Another thing is to further my career. I am planning to do, here in Mexico, you get a degree for graduating university, but you have to get an entitlement or a title. That's how it is literally in Spanish, a title, but it's actually what really, really backs up your career and everything you work for. So I'm going into a course so that I can get that title and actually have a decent diploma, because it's not only about getting your degree, it's also about getting that title, which is what backs up everything you did in your college. And with this title, that's what represents that you actually did 100% of the career. So actually, I'm still trying to get that title now. So that's what I'm going to be working on, I think next month. So I will also be making vlogs about that. Please stay tuned. That in order to do my master's, I need to get that title. So I need to really hurry up and get that document. The last thing I want to share, I don't know how to say it, it's hypothyroid, and it's actually a disbalance in the hormones. So right now I'm barely going to the doctor. I was diagnosed about 3 months ago. So I've been taking medicine this is going to be my 3rd month. It's actually going to be my 2nd month of taking the medicine, I feel much better. My face used to be like super swelled up, and it would go up, like it will swell up and then be unswollen some days. But I used to feel really tired, so I really went to the doctor because we want family, like I said before, me and my husband. So I decided to run some tests just to make sure I was okay. I actually thought that was normal, but it actually isn't. I used to always want to go to sleep. Like, I used to be like tired by the midday, and I used to be I wanted to fall asleep anywhere we were. So that was, I know that's kind of weird thinking it's normal, but for me, since maybe I had it for about a while, I thought it was normal already. So no, it's not normal. I actually have this disease, but I'm caring for it now, and right now I'm normal. I'm in the normal levels, but I still have to take this hormone so that it could help my thyroid, and that I can maybe stop taking it in a few years. And I'm taking it long to leave it because I have some antibodies that are my body is creating. These antibodies are the ones that fight diseases like the flu or any bacteria that's in the air so that you don't get sick. But they are actually attacking my thyroid, maybe because that's what is making me feel bad. But the doctor said, even if my hormones are regular, I cannot stop taking it because I have these antibodies, and we're trying to help my thyroid so that the antibodies get relaxed and they stop attacking it. So that's why I'm taking it for a few years. But that does not affect me trying to have a baby. If I had tried having a baby and not gone to the doctor about this, then I would probably have a lot of problem with fertility. This is one of the things that may affect fertility, which is kind of a good thing that I went to the doctor first and got myself checked. So now I know that I'm normal, and if I have a baby, everything will be okay. So since I gave a lot of like deep information about myself, I think that's gonna be it for this video. I think I wanted to throw out random information because I know people out there can maybe familiarize themselves with me, and maybe we can get to know each other more. Maybe you could get to know me. Have a lot of things in mind for the future videos. So if you like to stay and watch, please subscribe. So this will be it for this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and the like if you like this video. I will leave all my social media in the info box. I am also starting to write on my blog again. I only wrote about 2 articles on there. I'm gonna start creating content in that as well. I will leave it in the info box as well. Bye.